Who's coming?
The cyborg. Beware the cyborg.
I know, we really should have left Pirates of the Caribbean for this one, but we already did that movie, so this was the best I had. We're going to talk about pirate ships and predicting gold. This is the Captain Bucktooth assignment, and it's a full report and it's regression, so it should feel a little different, with one huge difference. Captain Bucktooth does not want you to use any graphs in your paper, and that should feel wrong. Like, it makes sense that a picture is so helpful. Part of the reason for this assignment is to say, I want you to make sure you know how to explain things in words instead of putting up a picture and hoping that it kind of explains things. It's meant to be kind of a funny story. A pirate has captured you. He wants to measure ship heights off in the distance and predict how much gold they have. Notice the data is actually here in the report. So this is not an assignment where you can use a URL. There's a video on how do you get data into R. You'll want to review that because you've got to get this data into the program. And notice the bizarre thing right here. The captain doesn't want any tables, no graphs, no figures. A normal person would love that. In fact, they would insist on it. And Captain Bucktooth says, no, we are forcing you to show that you know how to write about it. In fact, in this class, with this assignment and future assignments, you're not allowed to just copy and paste our output and put it in. Higher level stat classes, they might actually ask you to do that so that they can see that you're running it correctly. Part of the goals of this class is for you to prove that you know how to explain what's there instead of just putting the output and hoping that the teacher knows that you did it right. As a report, you're not putting things into the computer for the computer to grade, you're uploading a document. I can handle most types of documents, docx, PDF. Dot pages is one of the few things that this system can't handle. So how is it graded? Look down here at the rubric. Notice if you turn in your report, you start off with 100 points. Everything that's wrong takes away points. If you don't have a title, that could be worth -5 points. There's also more minuses than the total, so it is actually possible to get negative points. I'm not actually sure if that's true for Bucktooth. It's not a long rubric, but I know some of the later ones that is very possible. And it's okay if you get a negative score because the grade book, you're going to get 100% just for turning it in. And when you look at your score, then you'll know what kind of things we're looking for. A good title, not just Captain Bucktooth, because that's the name of the data set. That's not very clear. The style looks nice, easy to read. Some people like to make this funny. That's fantastic. Some people like to make it very serious. Some are terse, some tell a story. Whatever your writing style is, that's fine. The intro explains why is this important. It's not about predicting. There's something Captain Bucktooth wants to do. I mean, it's about gold, right? So there is value to this beyond just running statistics. You are expected to be using R, show the prediction equation. Now, there's a range of values that it works for. What I mean by that is, look at these numbers, look at these ship heights, 4 to 1. So if the Captain Bucktooth measures a ship that is 20, that's way outside this range. That's extrapolation. So tell him where his predictions will work. Explain the slope with a sentence. Is it significant? What was the alpha? The R squared? The standard error, that's how accurate your predictions are, which also discuss the error of your prediction. He has a specific boat. It's height 4.1. Yep, right here, height of 4.1. And he says, give me a prediction. If you say, I predict that boat to have this much gold, well, you know you're going to be wrong. And then you're going to be shot out of a cannon because we're making this funny. So tell him, yes, this is my prediction, but this is how far off my prediction might be. No graphs. That was something weird that this client wants and that you will never ever see again, but we're going to ask you to do it for reasons I've already explained. And don't mess up in statistical wording. This last one I just put in here because sometimes people did everything right, but their wording was off or wrong, and I needed a place in the rubric where I could make comments on that. And does the writing flow well? Some students have a hard time understanding what a report should look like. It's not bullet points. It's not a homework. It should be readable. So there's points for that. All right, there you go. This is a harder homework than what you've seen before, but you should be ready. Give it a shot.